me just welcome our viewers to IKTV channel 112. We are doing National Heroes Day special on the Kalinago tribe. And right now we're going to meet one of the Kalinago tribe warriors at their headquarters. They're located in the New Montrose entrance. And of course you can't miss it because there's the hut, there is the Kalinago tribe sign. And of course, as you can see, no other place looks like this, so it's really hard to miss. So now we're meeting one of the Kalinago warriors. And it so happens that Buitibinafe Nagaguya Abuyu.
Mabriga.
Okay. If you haven't guessed by now, we're not just meeting with a Kalinago warrior, but he is also, I also have the privilege of calling him my uncle. But we're going to stick to Chief Sardo for now. And what we're going to do, we're going to get a bit of a tour and some history about the Kalinago people. And we're going to look at some of the artifacts and get some background. We're going to talk about some myths that people have in general about the Kalinago tribe and basically clear up what we can. We're also going to feast on a bird that's roasting, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so we're going to start from where we came in. We're going to get the correct name. I said the hut, but it's actually called the taboya. I got that right. So tell us about the taboya. You can tell us how long did it take you to build. I really want to hear that and some background history on it.
The taboya in the Kalinago tribe or in the Kalinago village is a house where the Kalinago people dwell. And the dwelling that take place in a taboya many years ago, from the 1800s come right up till the last Carbo 1795. The taboya being used as one of their burial sites, you know what I mean? The entrance of the taboya, they will bury you seated, one on the left and one on the right, and they will put a special pot on your head. That time they have no box, like how they have a box to put you in now. So later on I could show you the thing that they put on the head and they bury you there. They say they want to go back in the mud, to the Mother Earth, the way they was in the womb. So they was in the womb seated. So in the taboya, this side here, this is the entrance of the taboya. So here is the left and here is the right. So they will bury you there. Or that side there of
Where
the
you
taboya.
get buried, does that depend on your rank within the tribe? Or?
No. What depends is what you bury with what you have. Like you speared, you sword, you bow and arrow, or you have a flute made from fish shells, or you have weapons made from agouti bones. So they use these things to put in your hole when they bury you. So that is why today when archaeologists doing work on special sites, they will find in holes with burial, they will find different pieces of stones and shells and spades and other things because of that. You bury with what you have. So today, they don't bury you with what you have, you know what I mean? But
in
you
some
could,
places.
yeah, some places. But today it's so unique that, you know what I mean? And I like that style of burying. So that is the taboya. In the taboya as well, you will find pieces of artifacts in the taboya hidden inside the taboya. Inside them time there you will find like the teeth of an agouti, right? And the teeth of an agouti is this, what you see here, right? And the teeth of an agouti is very sharp. This agouti teeth here used for scarring your cheeks, and you put pepper inside it and massage it to get you fierce, worried. And not the Kalinago tribe alone do these things. You will find the Mayas and the Inca tribe from different parts of the world do this. They will either bring their lip wide and put something in it, or their ears long or their neck long to make them look more beautiful in that site, they say,
So
many years ago.
the scarring of the face with the agouti teeth, that's not just an initiation ceremony thing for young boys. It's
Um,
more than that.
it's more than that. It's more than that. It's used on, so long as you reach an age where you have to start to defend, right? They put you
That's what I
to,
remember from my history
yeah,
in school.
they use it so that you will be, you know, what I mean, the pepper and the salt
Yeah.
will, the salt is for will help the wound for it not to get infected, but the pepper is to make you burn to feel the pain.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, you're not supposed to scream out or show any signs of pain.
No, and these things people take it for granted. Is not a lie. It is the truth, right? Um, a matter of fact, when I was young growing up, these things is things I try and cuts that I do on various parts of my body. And I couldn't help because they say I'm a card that, you know what I mean? And we
It's in your
think,
blood.
we hear things that our great grandparents say, so we try it out, you know what I mean? So it's very difficult and very dangerous to make your children hear certain things when you speak them, right? So
Very
the
true.
taboya, we come back to the taboya. The taboya, you will find a lots of, the same agouti bone, you will find like different, if these people, if the Kalinago people collect gifts from other tribe that visit them, you will find them inside here too. And inside the taboya here, we have different gifts that we get from different tribes from around the world. Because here, you see we have, especially this, a lot of people fascinated when they see, when they come and they see this here, it's a necklace. And Jill, you know what it is, right?
Yes. It's an idol of a demigod.
Right. But
One of the
today,
gods that the idols that they would have
but
worshipped.
today, these same tribes don't use it as their God. And we don't use these things as our God that they used to do many years ago, because today we advance, we know better, so it's a different time now. But however, when we visit different tribes from around the world, we share other gifts to one another. So these are gifts that give to me from different tribes from around the world when I visit different tribes from around the world,
So
right?
you trade different artifacts that you would have had passed down.
That's right. So
Okay.
today in St. Vincent, we have different artifacts on our land here. And if you come to the Kalinago Taboya, you will see some of these things here. Yes, they belong to St. Vincent, they belong to right here.
What's the
So
backstory on the stones?
the story on these stones, though, bedded in our lands that we have here, our Kalinago people use them to make different weapons and different artifacts, different jewels and all like that. And if you look good, you will see stone with gold, stone with diamonds. Yes, they are here from St. Vincent. And name it, you see different pieces of jewel in these stones here. And if you happen to come here and you Google them, you will see what it really is. This one that you see here, this is a medicine bowl
Okay.
made from a special stone in St. Vincent here. This one is similar as well, right? This stone here is unique. The way it look heavy, but if you lift it up, you might have a problem with your hand because it's lighter than feather. It's very light, as you see it there. It have a unique song within that stone as well. Now, that stone in the Kalinago tribe, it used to make flute and different things. You could use it to scrub your skin as well. And a lot of, in the cosmetic industry today,
They use it for
they use it.
pumice stone, I think they call it. Yeah, it has
Right.
that texture.
Now, in the tabuya as well, you will see this here. And in the burial of the Kalinago people, this is used as a headstone instead of a burial box, right? This stone that you see here as well, it's, a, it's unique as well. It has lots of different mineral in it that's showing lights. And it's used to make different head of the weapon that the Kalinago people will use, similar to this one here, that make an axe to clean their fish. So this is a special stone that used to clean fish, right? And it used specially to clean the skin of the fish, like this, what I will show you here, like this skin here. It's used to clean this. This used to make any um, bags, jewel bags, or even made some part of your accessories that go on your skin, like
Okay.
your neck, your hand. So these, it stretch, it being the stretching on this bow here, right? We stretch them and we use them for different things.
Can I feel it?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, so you let it dry first.
yeah.
Okay.
In the taboya as well, you will find animal skin, and some of the animal skin you will find them on bow that you see here, and some is a goatee skin, and some is rabbit and different animal skins.
What is this
Right?
one?
This is a goatee, right? And yes, as little children growing up in the Kalinago tribe, when they go out to hunt a goatee and things like this, they give an award, right? And I will show you part of it when we get to somewhere else. And award give, and we do it today with school children when they come to visit the Kalinago tribe. We give them 2 arrows and 1 bow, and we have a gimmick, a goatee in the yard. It's floating, so we tell them if they use the 2 arrow and shoot that, they will get a gift. So many years ago, what they do, they have gifts as the skin of a goatee or the skin of a rabbit, and they will give you that to put on your bow, like how it decorates here. So each skin that you see a warrior, a young warrior going around with, is how much prayer he done put down. So he have it on his bow, showing off, right? So that is to show his manhood. He getting stronger and stronger to the end of it. When he make that amount of killing, then he will happen to go over to be a strong warrior. This is one of the criteria to become a warrior in the Kalinago tribe, with other things that you have to do. Okay, so that is to do with the taboya. In the taboya, you will see different signs of musical instrument, and here is one of them. Okay, in the taboya as well, you will see clay, different clay in the taboya that they have storing up to trade. So here we have some red clay, and all these clay is from St. Vincent, and we have a gray clay here, and we have a more yellowish one here, and these are clay that take from our mountain, right? In the taboya, again, you will see hammocks. These are hammocks for relaxation. And again, when you talk about burial, if a warrior or the chief like that hammock, he die in that hammock and he go with that hammock. They wrap him up in that hammock and put him seated in the hole when he buried. So that is what happened. In the tabuya you will find as well all the decorations to decorate the ladies and the men. And here is some of the decoration you will find here. This one is ruku. The Kalinago people use ruku as one of their daily diet. It's very good for eyesight and a lot more different things like glaucoma, taking the pressure down from the eyes as well, along with different essential oil. Kalinago people have a lot of oil, so you will find oil as well inside the tabuya in pots put aside. But here we move from the pots and we have different bottles with our oil here, put it down. We have our native oil here, our native plant, right, with our oil. We have one of our native plants is black sage, so we have black sage oil. That is one of our native plants. We have gome gum oil. That is our native plant as well, used for removing. It's used to remove toxic from the body. It's used for, again, worms and all these things they take from the body. So
So
it's like an antibiotic.
the ruku is not just a dye.
No, it's not just a dye. It's a good food as well.
How
So
do you
you
use it as a
you
food?
use it on your fish, right? Or you use it in your sauce,
So it's
right?
something you can grind and
Yeah. The
okay.
Kalinago people, we powder it and we have it for sale as well,
Okay.
right? So we have the powder, and in the taboya as well. It's like you come into a pharmacy, right? In them days, because we have here, this that you see here is our dandelion. Now you will hear people talk about dandelion because many years ago, hearing my grandfather that come right down from my great grandmother, who is one of the oldest person that live and die in St. Vincent, that yeah, she brought me into this herb here. She died after 71 eruption. She was there for 1902 eruption, and she parents them bring all the history come to it. So this here is powder, and they make tea with it. The root also is pung and give us medicine. So it's our dandelion. This is our dandelion from our ancestors. That is where it name. The other dandelion, we don't know where it come from and where the name origin from, but it's not our dandelion. This is what passed down to it.
And
Okay, different.
these are I think I remember these being something that just smells really bad.
Yeah, they call it stinking to universal, and locust is one the right name. It's very good for the intestine as well. It's big on the small intestine that we need them eating it. And I didn't regret eating a lot of these things here when I was small. Yes, I
How
used
do
to
you
be
eat it?
hungry, and I eat green one
Oh,
and the
okay.
ripe one, right? The ripe one it have a stinky smell like stinking socks when you take them off your foot, yeah.
That's
But
mildly putting it.
yeah, but when you taste it, it tastes, oh, for me, it's real delicious. You have an orange taste to it, and you have a nice honey taste to the end, but it's powdery inside. I could bust one later on and show you, and I bust it now and show you what it's like, because I make sure I want to show you what it is like to get it. Yeah, this is what stinking to our locusts look like, right? This is what it look like. And if you afraid to eat it, man, I eat these things when I was small, and I regret because it's so unique, it's so nice, it's
So you can actually eat it.
powdery, it have a it have a seed inside it as well. When you eat this and you drink water and you ain't have no breakfast, it will make you stay until 12 hours with no problem, no noise in your gut at all, because sometimes when you ain't eat properly, you hear a lot of noise inside your gut, you know what I mean? So this will help you from not keeping noise in your gut. Uh,
I never knew you could eat those.
so this is what the seed look like. And it's really delicious, you know what I mean? So if you want, you can taste it. If you're
I
afraid
will
of it,
try. I will
if
try.
you're afraid of it, well,
Let me just break off these. Like, okay. Wow. It's actually really good. I didn't know you can eat it, but it has a breadfruit-like texture to it. But it's really sweet. It has like a jackfruit kind of taste. Am I correct with that?
yeah. So as this, when it's finished and it reached to this point here now, I tell you, today the
Oh my
the
God, but it smells so bad.
it
But
have
it tastes good.
the Maya tribe and the Inca tribe in Central America still use it today. Our ancestors used to use it. I still using it. The seed here, we bake the seed here, we bake it, just like the bark of the tree, we bake it and we powder it and we put it in capsule and we drink it. It's a very good medicine. And if you look it up, you will see all different dimension, what it do and what it help and what it prevent. I ain't telling you to go to use it like me. Check your doctor first because I know what I'm doing. I, I study my ancestors, the way they walk, and I choose to walk that way for my eating and my lifestyle because I know how they live. They didn't have no doctor. They didn't have no nurse, but they survived with the bush. And I like the bush and the herb. So that this is one that I tell you about is very good. Just like this, this we call this wild coffee or dandelion. It have a lot of species in it. We have one that we call rata sugar as well, and we
Ratcha
take
sugar.
rata sugar and we take the seed to make the same tea, and we eat it. It's just like honey, the flesh on it, just like honey, and you could eat it green and when it ripe, just like this wild coffee here. Okay, we have some rata sugar, but we eat all already. In the tabuya as well, we have, we choose now to put all our documents that we have from different universities around the world. I happen to visit Leiden University where I have a lot of knowledge and came back with. And here we have lots of books about the Kalinago people and the lifestyle of the Kalinago people, how they survive, how they live. And we make sure this knowledge here, we pass it on to the younger ones. It's not, the Kalinago people is not like what you read, what the Europeans say, but the Kalinago is survival people. They're strong people, real strong people, people that can, you think can fly. Yes, the Kalinago people is strong people. Never mind what the Europeans say about them. So if you want, you could come to the Tabuya tribe headquarters anytime and you will get all your knowledge that you want about the Kalinago people, how they live and how they survive. In our Tabuya, we have different things inside, they're different than what our ancestors used to use because we have no space to put most of these things, so that's why we use it. But when people come, we explain to them what used to be in the taboya, as I tell you from the beginning. So here,
Before you go on, have you ever considered putting everything here, all the artifacts, all of your tools, all of the information in your books and everything in a museum, maybe in the library? I'm sure there's a reason why you haven't done it.
I don't think that people in St. Vincent, when come to our library and our archives and things like that, you leave from here, walk from here and go downtown and ask how much people, how much of them go to the archive and how much people go to the library to see our artifacts and if they see any. From here to Kingston, you might get one or two. So for me, I think the first thing, not enough education being taught to people about their culture and heritage and where to find it.
Not
Right?
enough or not the correct
Not
information.
a lot of blunt information that is out there as well. So I will say, yes, it is true. Not, you're
Enough of
right,
the
not
correct
enough of the
information.
correct
Because I was
information.
reading one of those books, and continuously in the book they describe the Caribs as a savage people, as a melancholic. That's how they describe the male Caribs,
Right.
as melancholic um, people of that tribe. So I know that's not true.
It's not true because they have to, you see, the Europeans have to make themselves look good, right? Just the same like with some of our medicinal plant that we have here to do certain things because up to today, some people today will tell you, no, don't eat that because it's poisonous, right? I will show you, we have a plant in St. Vincent here that is unique to our island, right? And if most people know about that plant there, I sure bet the authority will have you close that plant down. It's not marijuana, but that is how it is in St. Vincent because we follow the trend of the Europeans that came here and make our people like flow cloth. It is not nice to say, but sometimes that is how history and information hidden from the people, and that is what happened up to today. So hence, the library need to, and all who study these things need to restructure what they are saying and give the truth where the truth should be. Make sure you get the information from people who know what they are saying. Because when you read the history books from Europe, who the Europeans made their own books to make themselves look good, and you come in and pass that on to me, who take it from my great-great-grandmother, who would bring it from she parents, no, I can't take it. I have to continue to say what I'm saying. Hence, I am the journey, I am the journey making at least one book that will be different in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And it will be from the food right down to the death of the Kalinago people, how they dead and how they bury themselves.
If I
So
could ask one question real quick before you move on, right? What is the difference? I'm sure people are wondering, what is the actual difference between the Kalinago and the Garifuna? Are we one? Are we separate?
we are one. But let me show you something here and let me see if you could take it. All right? Now, I have these pictures inside the taboya here to show people. We have this picture here. Okay?
The Chief Joseph Chateau.
Right. We have this one here. There's two pictures. Then we have this one on the other side here. Now, I will explain now. A lot of artifacts leave behind for we to follow, but most people don't know the meanings of these artifacts that is on our stone, inside our rivers, and what they do inside rivers. Now, let me get back here. Chateau here blowing in the wind. Chateau here band with a Shango
Headpiece, yeah.
priest head tie.
Okay.
Chateau headpiece with feathers. Now, the Kalinago people never wear Shango priest head tie. The Kalinago people have beads around their head or feathers or their hair blowing in the wind according to when or where you meet them hustling, whether on the ridge or in the valley, in the river or on the sea. Now,
So this
let me
is
get
an
back to the
incorrect depiction.
let me get back to the difference. Now, in 1795, the last Carib War, it have 20-something wars that the Kalinago fought against the French and the British. Sometimes it shiver me when I talk these things. Now, after 1795 war against the British, the black Caribs, they got rounded up and placed on the British boats and head for Baliso. And they leave from Baliso and they landed in Gangriga. When they landed in Gangriga as black Caribs. But after landing in Gangriga, mixing with the Malay people and the Asian people and different Africans around, and the Spaniards began to call them stinking foot Caribs. They're feeling so proud now and they're getting, which is very good now. You know what I mean? They figure no, stinking foot Carib ain't good enough to call them because they reach a higher height. That is how it is. So they changed their name. They don't want to be no more black Caribs. They choose to be Garifuna. So they start to wear their head tie, while the Kalinago people in the mainland began to wear their hair blowing in the winds or wear feathers. Hence, up to this day, we wear our beads on our head or the feather blowing in the wind. But we are still the same people as our brothers and sisters still. Nobody should fight against each other. But the way the human race go today from beginning of the human race, this is what take place. They like to fight against each other, but we are the same Kalinago descendants. So I make that part clear most of the time. I do my speech anywhere I go. We are the same people. Whether they call we stinking foot Caribs, cassava eaters, and all the nicknames that they will give we are still hard people to reckon with. Very hard, because the way we eat and where we live. Struggle all from Central and South America to reach here. And the battle starts from all the Grenadines Island, because we live, our ancestors live on all the Grenadines Island. You could see trace of it, especially Bekuyu and Mustique. All our taboya, that is Mustique, the Europeans come and they put the big houses on there, on these spots. And if you dig carefully around these areas, you will see all of our artifacts buried in places in these rich people houses in Mustique and Bekway. They are there. I know it, I see it. And as a warrior, it grieves my heart sometimes to know that this thing happening. Hence, war began to happen over and over for lands and this and that still in the universe today. I will give you more details about the Kalinago people, their survival and living. Okay? So,
All right. A question I have to ask. I just want to make sure it's very clear. We spoke about the difference in the headbands with Chief Chate and the feathers and, you know, his hair blowing in the wind. So I take it that it's, depending on the time period, it's not necessarily that the headband is incorrect. It's just at different times throughout the Carib or Garifuna Kalinago history. Am I correct with that?
no, the Kalinago people up to this day never wear
Okay, so they've
a
never
head
worn
tie.
it. It is
No,
not
no.
of.
It's an African practice to wear
Okay.
a head
I just wanted
head tie.
to make that very
Yeah,
clear.
it is clear that.
Okay. What is the difference between a yellow Carib and a black Carib? Is it a color thing, or it's not really about the color per se?
It's per se is what you have in your heart. Is what you have in your heart. Color within race many years ago have no significance.
So
But
what they
things change overnight when people start to look for boundaries, right? So it's like this. The yellow Caribs, right? They choose to give that right to their sovereignty, the way they live, right? The purity. So in some of our thing you will see, like in the paddle here, in these paddle that you see up here, we follow our ancestors, right? To give the symbol. So the white is the purity within the Kalinago people.
Okay.
The yellow is the yellow Kalinago people.
Okay.
The red is blood that's shed on our land. And the black is silence within every Kalinago or most Kalinago tribe around the world.
So is it that the Kalinago blood has been, let's say, diluted?
It
Is that it? Like,
somewhat blood is blood, but when you come to DNA is a different thing.
okay.
So within the blood you will find, yes, DNA, you will find a lot of different things in the blood. But yes, within the blood you will still find the Kalinago blood or the Awak blood in a lot of race today, plus other blood and different DNA. Because what you can't find in the blood, yes, in your hair you could find it. And what you can't find in your hair, you will find it in your blood. Because your hair, you have to be straight to be a Kalinago person. Some people think so. It's your heart and where it's coming from. Because some people speak, and when they speak, you don't know the origin where they come from.
I never knew that. People think that your hair have to be straight.
Yeah, a lot of people think like that, but
Okay.
it's all different, you know what I mean? It's the heart, you know what I mean? And if you watch the God charge you with your heart,
Okay.
yeah, and not the brain.
So what are some of the myths about the Garifuna people that you would like to clear up? Because there's a lot out there.
It's a lot out there, and it's nothing that we could do about it, because most of the time when history already repeat itself, not started, repeat itself, That is the foundation that the younger, older ones grip to, and it's no turning back. So some of the things that, for instance, like food and medicine, that the Kalinago people will feast on, you will find um, like an African person won't feast on them. They would figure that they're no good. For instance, the Kalinago people don't like turtle. They don't like pork. Now, you will find the Garifuna people, most of them, if they not change Christian like, they will still indulge in turtle and pork.
Okay.
So these are some of the myths that you say Kalinago people eat pork or they eat turtle and no, they have a problem with these things, right?
What about where they flatten their foreheads?
That is normal in the Kalinago tribe. It just means that now because everybody getting westernized and colonialized, so you know what I mean, Americanized, so they don't want to even see their foot go on the dirt. It's similar to the forehead that they don't want it to press, you know what I mean? But they have things now to make them more beautiful, like all the makeup that they wear on their face, powder and what's not. Me ain't saying it ain't good, but sometimes it ain't good. But when you come to the Kalinago people, yes, they wear makeup, like what we have on our face, right? No, this is it. The Inca or the Maya tribe, you will see some of them have their lips way out with a clay or piece of board in it. What they say that is to make them beautiful. You will see some of the Africans with their neck piece and it's long stretching their necks. But they love it is to make them beautiful. The Kalinago tribe now where they flatten their head, right, is to make them more beautiful and to make them focus well, to know how to shoot properly and this and that.
Okay.
That was their styling in that day. Today, we move on. Everybody moving on. So we forgot about that time they were in a different era now. So you can't say the people them was ignorant in them time. They know. That was the Stone Age. We talk about the Stone Age and we talk about which age we're in now. And you tell some people, though, some people today don't even know what age are we in. And they're using the same thing, but they don't know what age we're in. But I'm glad that I know from the Stone Age right in to our, what age are we in, I will ask you.
Or you want you
Yeah, I will
international?
ask you what age
Okay.
are we in.
We're in the age of technology.
Exactly, we are the age in technology. I ask a lot of people and they don't know and they have it in their hand.
Okay.
So we move on. And as we move on, we must never forget where our ancestors started. It's the only how you will know where you're going. You
Definitely.
don't know where you come from, you will never know where you're going.
You briefly mentioned something about Leiden University, right? And what I would like you to tell us is a bit about your time with, should I say, the people of Leiden University and how it connected to the canoe, right? We're going to get to the canoe, right? But I just wanted to know about your interaction with the people of Leiden University and what brought them here.
Okay, Leiden University here about one of the things they hear about the Kalinago people in St. Vincent, they constructed a Piragua canoe and
Paraguay.
they searched for that person and wanted that person to come to document that canoe in Leiden and to talk about it so a lot more people in that area, the university and around, indigenous people around, we could know more about the Kalinago people and survival and the canoe. So this is the canoe that really make the
Draw them
Leiden
here.
come here and take the Kalinago people to Leiden University where we meet with other indigenous people, visit other indigenous sites and see different things, different people, learn more about them and history, archaeologists and all like that and know where St. Vincent, where St. Vincent plays in the archaeologist world.
Okay, so basically, the folks from Leiden University that came here, they kind of made a pathway to bring awareness to not just the Paraguay canoe, but also to the Kalinago people and what they're doing.
That's right. That's how
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
the canoe, the Paraguay canoe. What inspired you to start that journey?
Okay, so growing up in Sandy Bay, um, me and my cousins, and they here now because of transportation and this thing we're going on where everybody have to stay so far from one another that it breaking down family relationship and all like that. So this is what caused this thing here right now. Now, the canoe. Growing up as a little boy in Sandy Bay, going to school, um, barefoot, rugged, long rugged hair, and I'm going to tell you a little piece of that. Morning time, the seawater was my bathroom. Evening time, the seawater was my bathroom. And have about 20 something little goats and sheep and things to go and tie out and come back and make sure get ready to go to school. So going to school, on this riverbank, I will see these old men. These old men, they with this big jungle stick, and they will be singing, and you hearing these noise, boom, 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 and you seeing this fire. And as a little child, I was curious, and I mean, ease up and ease, closer and closer every day. I'm going to school, especially when coming from school, and I will sit down and they drinking their bush rum, and they smoking the tobacco, and they working with fire, water, and stone. In them little time there, I say, wow, and I imagine how it is. Anyhow, I grow out of it, but it's in my head. And then when I question my cousin about it later on in life, he faced the same thing too, and he used to be doing the same thing to wondering what taking place. Another friend, same thing too. So at least 4 or 5 of us was curious in seeing what happening. So I decide that I grew up seeing this, but come a big man, I see nothing like it. Where it all go to? And studying more about our history, the survival and all like that, I call a meeting and I tell them guys, no, we have to do something because our great grandparents didn't leave this behind for we to see. But we know how it make, we see how it make, but we ain't know what it is now. But we want our little ones to know about it. So this is where the making of the pure canoe came in. We see it in our young days. We never do it, but we're going to venture out to do it.
How did you know what kind of wood to use? Like, what kind of tree you have to go and cut down? Like,
That's easy. That was so easy because a lot of our old people were still alive. However, all of them right now dead as I speaking. Right now, all of them dead.
so it's just you with all the knowledge.
Yeah. So me and my cousin Uncle Pai, we take out on a search in Sandy Bay to find for these older people and question them. First, what kind of tree that Uncle Benny used? What kind of tree Grandpa used? And we keep naming and going around and they tell we, they give with them. So I will give you this, some of the wood them that used mainly for the canoe. It was gummy gum. And why gummy gum? So we'll give you the other trees. But why gummy gum? They say gummy gum have plenty oil. It have medicine. It could save you. So if it save you on the land, it will save you on the sea.
Okay.
So get gummy gum tree, go in the mountain, get gummy gum tree, cut it down, and burn it out and stretch it. That's what the old people tell me.
Okay.
So when they say stretch, that catch we. They can't stretch wood, that what we hear. But they tell me how to do it.
Okay.
They say, carve it out, put fire, water, and stone inside, and put barricade inside. So each time the fire catch and the water get hot, it's stretching out, and you pound down the barricade, so it getting stretched. So we say, oh. So we get in touch with forestry, and then we tell them our plan, and they decide to go with into the mountain so we could show them
Oh, okay.
what we want. And this is where our dream come true. And today we have footage, we have little documentary, if you go on YouTube, with our canoe there, and we happen to make it through. So Gomegom was one the tree, Mabuya was a next one, and Yalasanda. These plant is indigenous to our land,
Okay.
right? So the Mabuya and the penny piece, this is this is penny piece, this is Mabuya, and this is Mabuya. And there is serious wood to make serious weapons. So this here, if it break, you could use it as a weapon to choke somebody and it will infect their body and make infection. And then they will start to swell. This is this here, right? And Jamanjo, or Jamanjo, with some things they call it, is similar things to some of these wood that you will find in our mountain. So we get all of these together and we make our canoe and we make all the weapons that will go with our pure canoe.
Can we see
Stand
it?
by to fight the British and the French. Yes, so we could have a look at it.
Okay.
And down, and this is a signature piece that they hear a good while now and still up and running. We try to soak oil into it so that it could remain good, so that we won't get nothing eating it.
How often do you take it out? Or it's only for?
We only take it one time on the sea when we launch it.
Okay.
And we just say we take it from the Caribbean Sea into the Atlantic Ocean, because we have two oceans in this part
Yeah.
of the world, right? The Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. So there's where we take it and back here, and it's still going very good.
What would you
as
say the
see it there.
lifespan of this prairie canoe?
Well, we say this could last up to, say, 50, 60 years under good condition. The way it is here now, not so much good condition. We try our best to get a roof to go over it, but we ain't making enough money yet to do that, right?
Okay.
Because each time we make money, because we have school children come and visit, and each time we have to take money to spend, to buy things to keep it
And that's also
still.
why you do the oils.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we have it there, but we will put a cover over it later on because we want it to last as long as possible, right? So that's to do with the pure guacano. And we have a lot of visits from neighboring islands, came to see it, and our school children here came to visit as well. So schools from overseas came to visit as well.
Do you go out and share this information? Do you go to different schools? Like, what are some of the platforms that you use to pass on the knowledge of the Kalinago people?
We visit school a couple of times, but we say it's better if the student come here because we can't carry the canoe.
Okay.
So the school choose to come here. However, through the corona that going on, it prevents school from coming to visit as they wish. We hope that it will start back just now, because some of the school that you will go and visit today, you will see they have Kalinago bow and arrows in their school put up somewhere. It's because when they come here, we give them a little quiz. And if we want them to remember what we ask them, when they reach back to the base inside the taboya, we ask them a next question to see if they're listening to it. And if they answer we correctly, we give them a bow and an arrow to put in their school.
Okay.
So we know if we visit school, we know if they visit we, and we know if they answer our question right by seeing that.
Okay.
So that's one thing we do with to carry our knowledge about our canoe a little further.
Okay. Tell us about this. All right. Now, I have never. What would you call this?
Now, everybody have their electrical stove or gas stove in their house, right? Many years ago, you will see these things on every tabuya or every territory. You will find this. in every Kalinago territory, because it wasn't no village, it was territory them times.
Okay.
You will see this here mainly in the center, right, of the territory. They use it to cook their food or to roast their fish or to roast their meat or their catch, right? So it's like a stove.
Okay.
Underneath here, we have our food cooking. So a hole underneath here, and we put our bush and we put our food, and then we lit the fire. And then on top here, we have our iguana or our bird, our guti, roasting or baking. When finished, we take out our food and we eat it. So it
Does it
is
have a
a
traditional
stove.
name?
Gaha, most of the name that hands down, and you could find it as
Gaha.
well. Gahabu,
Gahabu. So this is a
because
gahabu.
yeah, so most of the language you will find, most of them have a bu to the end. The Kalinago language, Bayabu,
Okay.
Yambu. Most of the Kalinago language, Higabu, you will find this. Uh, is like is like a tradition within the language as well, as they say. In different language make up the Kalinago language, right?
How did you learn the language?
Well, I happen to be in Dominica among some Dominicans, so there's where I gathered some of the language from, and then the Garifuna in Belize and gathered some from them. But I won't say that I'm fluent in it, but I pretty much could clear myself when it comes to my language and my ancient language. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I sing in my ancient language as well. And when I sing in my ancient language, some people think, well, I work in Obia because they understand what I'm saying. Because sometimes I'll be singing, for instance, um, like I sing to a lady, Buiti Binaf in Agaguya, good morning, mom. And then I will start, Buiti Binaf in Agaguya. Aida biange binafi, alama dena managago yai 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 bye 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 yai 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 bye 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 bye. So somebody might be passing and they see the smoke where I roasting my meat and you know what I mean, or maybe shaking my chakra, play my drums, and I will have my incense day, which is a different thing altogether.
The sage, the black sage.
The black sage
Yeah.
or the gummy gum is like an
Okay.
incense. But if you check what the father say, you know, with the oil and these things that we have burning, you carry these things to the elders and anoint them, and you will get rid of sickness and all like that. So the people of today, they put it a different way. Although the Bible tell you about it, or
Okay.
what the father say about it, but they misinterpret that and say it's obia. So I will take that and I will lit that, and then I will sing my songs. So a lot of people will pass and they don't understand what I'm saying. Is they doing obia? Is they doing obia? I don't like to talk about it, but you know what I mean, because when I talk about it, it means that you know what I mean. I help them to carry it.
Okay.
So, you know what
But
I
it's
mean?
one of the myths. It's just one of the myths when
Yeah.
people don't know about their culture, about the Kalinago culture, the Garifuna
Right.
people culture, you know. It's something that they say because they don't understand.
Right. So if you feeling like the herb that I tell you about earlier on, you feel sick, it ain't mean that you have to. The Kalinago people don't go to the doctor in them days.
They
They
had
go
a
to the
medicine man,
elders. Yeah,
exactly.
they go to the elders. And I didn't say to go to the elders. The father said so. The father said go to the elders. So the Kalinago people go to the elders. And in the taboya, they put you there. Either sitting down or lie down in the hammock and they operate on you. Them was
So
the
the
own
tabuya
doctors.
was like the main hut,
The,
basically the main
the,
place in the village where you
no,
go to
no,
for
not the
everything.
taboya. The manor house
Manor
was
house,
the
okay.
manor house was the top of the line house. It's a big, huge house where all the men will gather and strategize what to do, where to go, where to send the woman, where, you know what I mean? And they strategize in the house
Okay.
there, right? But however, we ain't have no land to build that here. So we build the tabuya, the manor house, and then we explain everything in that. So we have it as a all around the house,
Okay.
but we know what it is, right?
What would you like to see happen for the Kalinago people? You're doing so much more, you know, to bring awareness for the Garifuna people, the Kalinago people. What do you want to see happen for the Kalinago people in the future?
One, I would like to see that on our land, to see our nation respect our elders that pass. So one, this is how I want and I wish it could be. No, Kingston, it wasn't Kingston, it was Wariganabu, Washiganibu. No, I would like to see alongside these names that our ancestors' name alongside Kingston. Because if our ancestors, if our chief didn't get over, um, didn't get betrayed or cornered, because they didn't, the British nor the French didn't win no war here. They didn't win a war. You know, this Kingston, if they didn't win that, Kingston would still remain Washiganibu Wariganu. It will remain that up to this day. But however they change it. Now, for the rest village, as a start, that is what I would like to see. Every single village rename, put back the Kalinago name. Our Kalinago settlement, we should show people and teach people where the territory of the Kalinago people located. These, these are things that I would like to see our nation do. And our historian or our librarian or who we have here should think about these things and know they should put back these things in place so the younger one will born. When they born and they meet these things, they will get stronger, they will know their roots, and they will know how to speak with power because they will know from whence they came. It is good to know that. If you don't know that, you're lost, because today a lot of our people lost. That is why they want to be Americanized and British. They speak like British, they speak like American, but yet still they can't speak English properly and they can't speak the American language properly. Try to get your own is your own, and then you will be strong. I would like to see that when or before I pass, so that I will know Vincent and get more stronger. And it is normal, because why the Americans is so strong, why the British is so strong, why they is so strong is because they know their background. And some of them is thief, they thief it, they steal it. But we ain't steal it, it take away from we. And some of we sit here saying nothing. I've been saying this for quite a while now. Rename all of our Kalinago territory, where let people know where are the Kalinago territory. If you want to know, ask me. I know where all our territory is, so I will name few for you. Yambu is one of the Kalinago territory. And in Yambu is not one tribe was there. If you go to Yambu and you visit Yambu, each artifacts that you see in Yambu is different tribe that trade with the Kalinago people that lie in these places. It take place. Okay? You come to Hawu, Prospect is it, Diamond is it. There was a huge territory of the Kalinago people. You go there and you search, you will see the scalp of our ancestors, the sea coming to take it. You will see some of the scalp, how it bang with butu or whatsoever, because they kill them like that. However, a lot of it hidden because our soil is highly acidic. So the acid eat up a lot of our information. But yes, you will do these things and you will see teeth or jawbone of our ancestors, you will know. Because as lately as when they do in Argyle Airport, you see some artifacts there. You know how these people get dead. You know how they bury. Argyle is one of our settlement territory of the Kalinago people. Clay Valley. A clay valley, they say no, but it's a clay place that trade used to take place with different tribes from around the region that come for clay to carry back to make their clay pots and all like that. Trade take place sharing different things. As I say from the beginning, you get necklace, you get cat teeth, jaguar teeth, and every now and then you will find a jaguar teeth in some of these territories that you saw. You will want to know what you're doing there because we have jaguar here. It's trade that take place and these things hidden within and under our soil. So this is what I would like to see happen. We name our territory, we name some of our cities that have British names. It will be good for my heart to stop mama over these things.
Okay. The entire Kalinago tribe, you're one of the warriors, correct? Now, if you pass, who's next in line? Who's going to carry on all this information? Who's going to bring awareness of the Kalinago and Garifuna people?
The next person in line is Cadmus Francois. And um, because of work, um, he, he, he can't have no time off. A lot of times he asks his workplace for time off and they don't really give him time off. But we try to take time. We try to take time within our space to do these things still because with these things you could know bluntly that yes, some people want the Kalinago heritage to dead because you could see why they don't want to give time off for your national event. But if you have one national event and one cultural activity that they have here, which is not so thing, they give everybody holidays for that. And I wouldn't like to say that. You could cut it out if you want to go and piss down and shit down the city. And that is very bad. Kalinago is not that style. But yes, this is one of our biggest and better cultural and heritage, not the heritage of the Kalinago people. So hence you see that is one the thing. He can't get day off to come and do certain things when we do it. And just one day or just 2 days in a year, even one day in a year, National Heroes Day, he have to write a letter or make some kind of excuse to go there. If it wasn't a holiday, then it was even worse. So he, Cadmus Francois, is the one will take place if anything happens. Then you have a younger person yet still to come in because we're not going to let it go so easy.
Okay.
Yes, I think about let it go and let it be finished, but as the person, as a little child going up that hill and started, and after me, a guy, a Rastaman, Andre, people don't remember them days there. Them days is we start to go there. Nobody never used to go up there. And then after that, everybody start to, you know what I mean? People call me all kind of name. You used to use stupid Sandy Becar, but you're going up there half naked for. Yeah, we get all them kind of thing there, but we continue to go until it reach where it reach now. Now you don't hear no them thing they mention. But that's how it is. So I would like to see some of these things in people's head. Or make the names and put them down. So when tourists come in, when visitors come in, when our children walk the street, they will know, okay, that street is after our ancestors. That town is after ancestors. It used to name that before it named Kingston. They run the people and they call it that name. They didn't win no war.
Okay. For National Heroes Day, which is coming up on Monday, the normal remembrance or the dedication, the remembrance ceremony that takes place up at the Dorchester Hill, where wreaths are laid and we have different groups, whether it's Garifuna or Kalinago represented there. And what message would you like to come out there for National Heroes Day?
I wish it could happen. I would like to hear from the leader's mouth some some people they go and they talk. I, talk thing that passed so many years ago, and yet still can't reach nowhere. You know, every year saying the same thing over and over, but it can't reach nowhere. This is time to get up, stand up, and do what you're supposed to do. So this is my thing. You get up and you say, okay, this is the day of the Kalinago people. So this is what we're going to do for the next year. We're going to rename all our town, all our village, the correct name. And we're going to put in the schools alongside the foreign, the foreign,
History.
the foreign history, the foreign, what else? The foreign hiccups and the foreign lands that we have here, because we have foreign land here. We have land that they call Glebe land, we have land that they call Crown land, but it's not no Crown land, it's the Kalinago land. So these are things I wish it will come to pass and they will say that, okay, let me put a stop to this and start to change it. For that day, National Heroes Day, what we call it, make the Kalinago people feel good, because for years we've been pushed aside. Is now you hear it's a little better, but I know it wasn't easy growing up as somebody from Sandy Bay. You can't get a work because you're from Sandy Bay. By the time these people hear you say bye, Isla, they know, no, you're from not around here. You're away from here. Island, bye? No, you're not from here. Sandy Bay, stupid card. So this is what I want to change. No. As a Kalinago warrior, it needs to change. As leaders out there, try to get these things or some of these things right. If you want information, yes, I will give information. I will give direction how to do and what to do. Like some of our big projects that come here, that come up and just go down. So they would be very good to have some of these places that people can go and say, yes, this is how the Kalinago people survive, this is how they live, this is how they eat, this is what they use as medicine. Nothing like that in the Grenadines, as we call it. Nothing like that in Urime. No, we all live with sheep clothing on our back. But we are not sheep, we are wolves underneath. It's harsh, but that is how it is. That's how we live. Yeah. No, Kalinago people fight on their own. The few Kalinago people that survive live on their own. They fight to get to where they are. A lot of them get help from inside. No, go outside and get help. We go outside and get help. We ask for help inside, but we ain't get it. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. It's blunt.
All right. So we are currently, as if you remember, we're roasting a bird over here on the what do you call it again?
And the stove.
On our Kalinago stove, and we're gonna get to that in a little bit. But could you just remind our viewers where the Kalinago headquarters is located, and also where they can get information? I'm sure there's information online about the Kalinago language.
Yeah. You'll find it on. A lot of the Kalinago language, real Kalinago language, it's not fertile because it didn't come like how it's supposed to come. If you even check Dominica, the Kalinago tribe in Dominica, they tell you the same thing too, because my friend in Dominica, he is part of the our government as well, Jose. He's a member of cabinet. And Ogis, he is farmer chief. They could tell you, and other people in Dominica could tell you, it's rare that, most of the language is not taught. Overall, we have books and things given out now. We have books in Dominica, and we hoping to get some of these books from Dominica so that we could enlighten people with few things and singing and things like how to do it. In the Garifuna, you will find a lot of it spreading about. You will hear people singing even the national anthem in the Garifuna language, which is very good. And it's coming up, but we wish it could be a little better. Look how long that happened. So
But you don't have any books here with the
we, we,
Garifuna
we,
language.
we have books here with the Garifuna and Kalinago language, but not to give out. You could just come and you could see, turn over them, because we have lots of books we have there. You could see how our ancestors live and how they died and what they do. So if you come to the taboya, these are something that you could see, and if they're in there, we have them online, right? We have electronic books as well, history books that we could put you on to, and you could get them, study them, and know where you will find the truth from the lies and the hiccups. Because you can't come here and kill my ancestors and tell me nothing about my story. No, I have to tell you. So that's why I say in it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you understand pepper ain't really hot, you know. You see, pepper send a signal to the brain, you know, and when it get to the brain, it make you think, well, your mouth on fire, and if you drink water, it even get worse, right? So this is our special bud pepper, right? Call them different names, chili pepper and all them kind of thing. It's really chili, but it's really hot, but it's very tasty and it's good for the inside. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm a fan of pepper, but I don't think I could eat it just like that. Ooh, that shows it cooked. It's roasted well.
So,
What, could you tell us what are some of the traditional seasonings, or what was used to roast?
okay. So
Whether
here,
it's a goatee or
here we have bud pepper, some huge bud pepper, and we have some tiny bud peppers, right? We have our shadow benny, which we call ram goat bush. Plenty ram goat bushes here, right? And we have a lot of ginger in it. We have our sage in it, black sage. We have body miai. Body miai, a lot of people know body miai, right? So we have body miai there. And a little bit of rock salt. Not much of the rock salt, but that's what you will find there too. Eh? And yeah, tasty. One of the ingredients that make it turn so, the two ingredients is the ruku, and we have the ruku tree here. We have the ruku tree there. We take the ruku bush as well and play on it, massage it, and we take the powder and we put on it. So the powder, you will see all between it there. Right, and I have to eat, look sharp, eat my bird before.
how do I get
Or
in
the
on this
animal.
action? Because you're just eating here, and I can't do like you.
Yeah.
And what kind of bush is this?
It's we call it balinzi bush. We use it for a lot of different things, right? So you could take what you want. Take if you want more than that, because you can get it.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Oh, it's hot.
So you have to eat it hot.
Oh, it's not hot. It's really good. And it's juicy.
It's real juicy. The Kalinago people love this. It makes you fiery in all different ways.
It doesn't have the bone. It has to flavor.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
And you
I
notice,
can't speak for that one.
you notice our body have no burn? It's real juicy. So I don't know if anybody else want before it finished because I will take.
Okay.
I love this bird.
So this is where we end our tour of the Kalinago headquarters, the should I say the tribe headquarters. So if you want any information on the Kalinago tribe, you want to learn about the entire Garifuna people, this is where you come. They're located in New Montrose. Also, there are specific times that different events would be going on where you can come and see the canoe and take in a little bit knowledge. I know sometimes you have roast fish with tamale sauce, and you have
Cassava.
cassava, all done the traditional way. So those are times, and of course, you normally put that information out on radio and television, if I remember correctly. So for our National Heroes Day, we just want to basically remind Vincentians and everyone viewing this that it's important to know about your heritage and your culture. It's an important part of who we are, and like Sardo said, where we're going to go. My name is Jillian Crookshank, IKTV Channel 112. Thank you so much for viewing. Have a good evening.